Hello, friends. Welcome to Tori Talks TV, and welcome to our review of Game of Thrones Season 3, Episode 9. Dun dun dun. So this episode is called The Rains of Castamere. Oh my gosh, I know what that means. Well, let's start off slow here, okay?
Face yourself.
So, yeah, right. So we're going to talk about Jon.
Mm-hmm.
So Jon is faced with this problem. He's with the wildlings, and they're like, Jon, you have to kill this man that we found, right? And he's this innocent man, right? And so Jon's not about that.
No.
He's not going to kill an innocent man. So the wildlings are suspicious of him. They're like, wait, if you're really on our side, you're going to kill this man.
Yeah.
And he
doesn't
didn't.
do it. He can't do it.
Can't do it.
Nope.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of a crazy scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then meanwhile, though, up in this tower,
that
like
they're right by,
right next to
yes.
it, Bran and his gang are like up there, and the warg down with Jon hears something. It's Hodor. Hodor's like
it's like
Hodor.
light.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's like a lightning storm.
There's like a lot
thunder.
Yeah. Chaos is happening.
Right.
And Bran has to kind of take over Hodor to calm him down.
Yes.
And so that's like a huge thing because wargs typically can only take over animals.
Right.
So now we see that Bran can actually take over a human being.
He's an extra superpower.
Which okay, so we have already admitted that this is our second viewing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now starting to think, what else can Bran take over?
Right. Exactly.
Like, there are a lot of beings out there.
Mm-hmm.
There are dragons. There are giants.
Oh, interesting.
There are
White
Walkers.
Oh, snap.
I only thought of this today.
Good conclusion.
Because I know that
that.
obviously Jojen has told him that he's very important to this whole mission.
Right.
And so, yeah, I don't know.
Well, speaking of them, so Bran has decided that he's going to continue north with Jojen and his sister. But he's going to have to leave Rickon with Osha. And Rickon is like, no, I don't want to leave you, big brother.
I know.
You know, I mean, everybody's been wiped out. This is all he's got.
I wish that they had just stayed together.
I know. But how sweet is Osha?
Yeah.
Taking care of him.
Yeah.
Like a nanny. The nanny. So sweet. Yeah, I didn't know she was going to be such a huge part of this whole thing. But, like, you know, because they kept her captive, you know what I mean? And then she's now, like, taking care of the boys. So, I love you, Osha.
Yes.
Yep. So, anyway, the big event of this whole episode is, the Red Wedding.
The Red Wedding. So,
let's just ease you into this. So, Lord Edmure is to marry one of Walder Frey's daughters because Robb did not do that. So he's like, fine, have your uncle do it. And, you know, everything's going to be great. So there's the wedding. So you see Walder Frey's daughter. You can't see what she looks like yet. So she's coming up. She's approaching Edmure. And she's actually beautiful.
Yeah, Edmure had kind of been dreading this because, you know, the typical notion was like the Frey daughter's not very attractive. That's why he's always having to, like, broker these deals.
Right.
So when he sees her, he's just like, oh, okay. It's kind of like love at first sight.
Pleasantly surprised. She is a beautiful girl.
Right. I'm down.
She did good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, during this whole celebration, we noticed that, you know, Lord Bolton is like, you know, he's not drinking. He's being cool.
He wants to keep his wits about him for some reason.
Right. It's just, you know, it's like I'm pacing myself, you know? And then Walder Frey calls for the bedding ceremony.
God dang bedding ceremony.
It's a little barbaric, but whatever. So they take, you know, Edmure and they take his wife now, and they're going off to do, you know, what they're supposed to do. So then the door's shut, and, you know, Catelyn's kind of like, you know, she's enjoying herself, of course, and Robb's over there looking happy with Talisa. Well, but, you know, before all this happens, you notice that, like, everybody's very happy. Everything's looking great. You know, things are looking up for everybody. And I'm already suspicious. Yeah. Like, there's no way that you're all just, like, having a good time and, like, you broke that promise and everything's going great. So I'm like, okay, surely something's going to happen. So, yeah, the door closes. and then Catelyn is kind of already, like, looking at the door, like, okay, I mean, I guess that's necessary. And then all of a sudden, the music plays. And she recognizes it, and it is the episode's name, The Rains of Castamere, which is a Lannister song. that song is for Tyrell Lannister.
Why would you play that at this wedding?
Yeah, and her look is she's looking up at the band like, what is that about? So, again, at that point, I was like, okay, something's going to happen. Something's about to go down. Okay, thinking it's going to be bad, but not too bad, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
So then...
It's the worst thing that ever happened ever.
Ever! Okay, so basically, Catelyn sits down. Walder Frey is like, basically like, I got an announcement, guys. And she's looking over and she sees Roose Bolton and he's like looking at her like, I got plans. Oh, and she just, I don't know, instinctually knows. She like pulls up his sleeve and he's got like armor on.
Yes.
And she knows something's about to go down. So she gets up and slaps him and she's like, run, like, save yourself. And then,
oh my gosh. This
guy comes over and stabs Rob's wife, Talisa, right where her baby bump is. Yeah, exactly. And just repeatedly stabs her, shoots an arrow through Rob, get an arrow through Catelyn. And all hell is literally breaking loose. And I'm like...
I've never seen anything that horrible. Like, who would ever stab a woman who's pregnant in the belly? That's like not acceptable in any film or television show ever.
This George guy, this Martin guy,
yes.
he would.
Awful.
That's how he wrote this.
Oh my god.
You're crazy, man. But I have to give you props because I didn't see this coming. No. I mean, I knew it was going to be bad, but like never could have seen it being this bad. So... Yes. Meanwhile, outside are Arya. She's out there. Yeah. They made it. Her and the Hound made it there. So she's like, you see her, she's so excited, delighted to be there, right? But then she sees Rob's men outside, and then they're getting attacked.
They're getting killed.
Yeah, and she's like, okay, what's happening? And then the dire wolf is there.
Great wind.
Oh, gosh.
I know.
And then they kill him.
Yeah, and you know, like earlier in the episode... They're, like, outside, and she wants to go. And he's like, no, let's not go yet. But what if they had gone in?
What if they had gone in? She would have been killed.
Part of that. So
for sure.
Thank goodness the Hound
was
like, no, let's wait.
That's their saving grace, man. So she's watching all of this happen, and she's, like, insistent on, like, going in. And the Hound's like, I gotta do what I gotta do. So he knocks her out. I get it, though. Yeah, I do. I get it.
At this point, he's like, I'm not getting a reward. Let's just go.
Pretty much. So, yeah. So, back inside.
Yes.
Okay. So, we have Rob over there. He's shot and he's bleeding. We have his wife, Talisa, who's bleeding out. And we have Catelyn, who's under the table with an arrow in her. And, basically, yeah. So, she's trying to save him. Last-ditch effort. Yes. So, she goes and she grabs Walder's wife. And puts a knife to her throat and was like, Walder, like, stop it. Like, and then...
Like, spare my son. Let him go.
Or I will kill your wife, right? And she's like...
And he's like, I'll get another one.
She's like, Rob, no! Get up and walk out! In some of the best acting I've ever seen. Ever in my life. And then, I can't even believe I'm saying this. Roose Bolton goes over and stabs Rob and says, the Lannisters send their regards. You son of a... Anyway, and she has to watch, Catelyn has to watch her son get killed. Yes. And literally, the actress Michelle Fairley, who plays Catelyn Stark, that was some of the best acting I've ever seen in my life. And she should have won awards for that. Yeah. Just that sequence of watching her son get killed right before her eyes all the way to the end. And then after she slits the throat of Walder's wife. And then she stands there. And the life is literally, like, sucked out of her. She's thinking... Her boys, you know, Rickon and Bran, are dead, right? Because she thinks that at this point. She's like, Sansa and Arya. She doesn't even know where Arya is. Yeah. She could be dead for all she knows. Sansa is in a bad way. She's in the hands of Joffrey. Yeah. So she's like, that's my last... I have nothing to live for anymore. And you just see her go limp. And she's just standing there. And like I said, it's just that... Yeah. Even that blood-curdling scream that she gave out. I honestly think that is... the most shocking scene I have ever seen in all of television. And I haven't seen every television show, but literally the most shocked I've ever been. And we thought when they killed Ned. Yeah. That was the most shocking thing ever. They couldn't go any further than that. Well, they did. They made it happen. And the very last scene you see is Catelyn Stark standing there, you know, like lifeless. And then literally they cut her throat and then she just
when you think of Game of Thrones, like that image just like comes to you.
All I think about... And I've seen all of Game of Thrones. And the Red Wedding is still the most memorable scene of the whole series for me. Yeah. Rest in peace. And yeah, that was episode 9, The Rains of Castamere, which of course is the name of the song that was playing when Catelyn realized something's about to go down. So that's where we leave you. I'm depressed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go take a little break, take a walk this off. But we will see you next time for the season review of episode 10 of season 3 of Game of Thrones. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.